ratings firm Moody's last Friday downgraded the credit of 5 South African regional and local government authorities. Moody's downgraded the city of Johannesburg, the city of Cape Town, the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan Municipality in the Eastern Cape, and the city of Ekurhulene's water entity, as well as the city of Umhlathuze Municipality in KwaZulu-Natal. Let's get some reaction now from Nthatisi Modingoane, who is the Deputy Director for Communications at the City of Johannesburg. A very good afternoon, sir, and thank you for your time today. Perhaps before we get into the issues of Moody's, how is the City of Johannesburg faring thus far following the passing of Mayor Jeff Makhubo?
Good afternoon, Tammy. Good afternoon to the viewers. Yes, the city continues to strive and provide services to its residents. But what needs to happen, and just to let the public know that the process works like this. If you get a situation like this where there's a vacancy that is created as a result of the passing of the mayor, council has to sit, and there are about 11 political parties in council, and then those political parties will then elect the new mayor. We are hoping that sometime later this week or early this next week, council will sit, and then the election of the executive mayor will happen.
Well, thank you very much for that update. Let's talk about the current situation that you're in, you being one of 5 municipalities downgraded by Moody's. Was this expected, and what are the reasons that were given to you for that downgrade?
Yes, thank you, Tammy, again for giving us an opportunity to clarify this issue. From the city side, we are worried about the process, because what normally happens when the ratings are to be given, we engage with rating agencies. They request information, and then we supply them with the necessary information, and then the rating happens. Not to say we want to dictate what the rating agencies do and the work that they do, which is credible work. But we were shocked as the city because we were not notified, we were not asked any information regarding, one, the impact of COVID-19 on the finances of the city. 2, what measures or plans are in place from the city side to circumvent the impact of COVID-19. And 3, we were not even asked whether we have any cash reserves in our bank accounts. So it was a shocker for us. And as such, from the city, we did write to Moody's and National Treasuries, expressing our concern about the process that was followed this time, because previously they would come and would engage before a rating is given.
So I understand that obviously COVID-19 complications, things do sometimes end up working differently. But when we look at ratings agencies such as Moody's, what they would look at, for example, is the ability of a particular body or entity, the municipality in this instance, to be able to raise funding and financing from the markets, and also your ability to be able to collect rates and taxes and any sort of monies that are due to you. How are you faring on both of those?
Let me give you a scenario, Tam, that will give a sense of why we were shocked, because we think that had they considered all the available information, the rating would have been different. And we think that they used a blanket approach without going into specifics into different entities. For example, in the city of Johannesburg, by the end of last financial year, June 2020, the city closed its books with a surplus of about 5.5 billion, which is an audited figure which they have in their possession. And the closing balance, which is not audited yet, and we did submit some of this information to them, which is June 2021. It's an increase of about 7%. in terms of what we have in the kit as the institution. And the issue that we think might have triggered some of these speculations was that during the hard lockdown, because the city normally puts a target for its collection rate. We put our target at 90%. And the year ending 2020, we were at 86, so we were short 4%. As such, when the regulations were reviewed and we were able to start doing credit control and other issues, the situation started improving. And at the end of June 2021, we're at 90%. So we are seeing results of the interventions that we're putting, which does not reflect the doom picture that is being painted by this rating.
So you said that you are now taking this on review with Moody's?
We have written to them to express our concern with the process and what they had indicated to us, because our worry is we have a lot of investors that have a keen interest in the city of Johannesburg. And the city of Johannesburg has a huge tax base, and we are able to generate these revenues through a variety of means when we provide services to our different customers, your bulk users and so forth. So we have engaged them, and what they've indicated to us is that they will come back to do a thorough and in-depth assessment. And then we await that so that at least it's a rating that reflects a true picture of where the state of finances in the municipalities is currently.
As we wrap up this afternoon, can you highlight for us what the impact of the downgrade is likely to be for your municipality?
As we all know, that the downgrade, it does impact the entire budget of the municipality, because when you put together your midterm budget, what you look at the cash reserves that you have and the amounts of money that you are likely to borrow in terms of investing in the bulk infrastructure or infrastructure upgrade of the city. So if investors see the city as not a viable or a safe investment vehicle, we might lose some of the investors. That might reduce drastically on the part of our capital expenditure.
And when are you likely to hear back from Moody's after your appeal?
We wrote to them yesterday. We wrote to them on the 19th, the day before yesterday. We are hoping to engage with them later this week or early next week, depending. But we are continuing to pursue to be able to engage so that we get this matter resolved and taken forward.
And as we close up, when council meets, who in your view are the likely front runners for the seat of mayor?
It's very difficult. You must remember that in the city of Johannesburg currently, there's no outright political party that has won the majority. So there are 11 political parties, and there are issues of partnering or forming coalitions or forming what was called a government of local unity, where you combine different parties. And at times, certain parties would want to put their candidate forward and so forth. So it's something that is still in the political space. We are working in the administrative space to make sure that the services continue. And we are hoping that this gets resolved as soon as possible.
Ntate Modingoane, thank you very much for your time. He is the Deputy Director for Communications at the City of Johannesburg.